All right, guys, welcome back to the Frugal Homestead on a brutally cold 17-degree day. Snow everywhere, so we're hiding out in the messy garage to make this video. Now, this video is 100% about saving you money and making sure you don't get ripped off on propane. That's right, we're talking about propane today. So whether it's summertime for the grills and other things, or whether it's wintertime for heating, you just need to get good prices on propane. And I'll be honest, everything is stacked against you. Everything is trying to get you ripped off. So we need to go into the biggest con right off the bat, which is if you go to Walmart, Kroger's, gas stations, anywhere that has one of those blue rhino stations. Obviously, there's other providers doing the same thing, but basically you take a tank in like this and you switch it out, all right? It seems like a straightforward process, but then you're like, these tanks don't last very long. I run my grill for like a week and it's empty. That's because they're lying to you and they're not giving you a full tank. What do I mean by that? Okay, so these tanks are meant to hold 4.5 to 5 gallons of propane, all right? Now, when you go exchange them at one of those places, they're charging you upscale because they're renting the place to put them there. So they're charging you more than say if you went and got these refilled. But not only that, they're not filling them all the way up. They put 3.5 gallons in these. At some point, you'll see them called, just to try and skirt the law, 15-pound tanks. All right? Now, if they're doing that, that means there's only 3 gallons in here. Now, I know it's convenience, and I'm all about convenience, because if I go and I'm camping and I buy a bag of wood to burn in my campfire, I know I'm paying a premium because I'm not buying a large amount. But I also can tell if the bag's half empty. You can't tell if these tanks are half empty. Now, I know there's going to be people that will argue this and say, oh, that's not true, that's not true. Take one of these tanks, find the tare weight on the tank, it'll tell you what the weight is, and set it on your bathroom scale. Subtract the tank weight, and then go look up how much propane weighs and do the math yourself. Now, when you go get these tanks, the big con of the whole thing is honestly the price. Here in my town, they're about $24 at the local hardware store, and they go as high as $30 at places like Walmart and the gas stations. Now, you would say that's about the normal price in my area. Well, let me explain. You take this tank, which we just did, to Tractor Supply and have them refill it. It was $18. Do you hear what I just said? $18. That is so cheap. And really, it takes almost as much time as to screw with getting a person to bring it out and come do it. Now, you also have to be careful because they have these new fancy self-serve machines that are just huge at Walmart's now. They're popping up everywhere. Have a big cage thing. You do your credit card, you do all that. But when you get done, the price they quote you is about $2 less than what you are actually paying because they charge you a credit card fee, and then they turn around and charge you a bottle gas charge, like a safety fee. Now, that is a real thing. Some companies do that when alternating, switching bottles. They don't charge you that when you're refilling. So refilling is always a good option. Now that we've discussed how the exchanges for convenience are ripping you off because you're literally getting 2 gallons less than you should be almost, I want to talk about if you have bigger amount of propane needs, or maybe you don't want to have to go get bottles all the time. Well, you can still take these 100-pounders or other sizes in Tractor Supply and get them filled. But I want to give you another resource that we've found that works much better, and that is to take these tanks and switch them out at places like actual propane shops or bottle gas suppliers, or for us, our local welding shop. Because I can get this tank filled for about $92 down at our local Tractor Supply at the current price level. All right, we're late in winter, so the prices are high anyways. I got this tank filled at my local welding shop just by taking it in. They switch them out, and it was $83. All right, $83. That is nothing. Now, if you have large heating needs for propane, okay? Say maybe this year you're going to put a couple propane heaters in and heat your house with it. What I want to tell you is make sure you check the numbers, because at the beginning of winter, we called around to see what it costs to get a tank put here, and then what it costs to get it filled, like what a gallon cost was. And the gallon cost of propane, even renting their tank from them, so they're already getting some money from you, but to come to your house and fill it was going to be almost $1 more than Tractor Supply was charging at the same time. So it makes no sense to give these people say you get such a better deal with them delivering, and you do if you do it in the dead of summer. If you buy your propane at dead of summer, you're getting a better deal. That is true. But owning a couple of these tanks and rotating them out, they even have switchers now where you can hook up multiple tanks and it switches from one to the next to the next. This is so much more cost affordable when it comes down to actually what you're paying per gallon. I mean, it really is so much different. If you had 4 of these, let's say, you would end up paying, probably $100 less by doing it this way than having a truck come to your house and fill a big tank that they're renting you. So you really have to look at the numbers behind all this. It seems trivial, but let's say somebody really enjoys cooking outside on the grill, all right? You're going to go save probably anywhere between $10 to $15 a tank, and you're going to get more propane every single time rather than flipping them out. All right? You could also go with a bigger boy here. Call around to your local propane service places, or even your local Tractor Supply, Rural King. Some feed stores will do this. We actually had an exhaust shop in town that used to fill them. This is where you're going to get the best deal. And I hate to see, especially in these really cold times, people are running out and getting these for their emergency heat. We've had these storms, power's been going out. We've got one of the little rolling Mr. Heaters that these go on the back of, and it is the best thing since sliced bread. 8,000, like 12,000, and like 20,000 BTU on any setting. You just set it, and it takes care of heating the house out. These things can get super expensive if you're going through one every couple of days in that thing because your power's been out for a long period of time. So if you're running in and grabbing one every, 2 or 3 days, you're going to start to rack up. So you should really think about looking at your propane usage, where you're getting your tanks from. You may find that you're a business and didn't know about this. We live in a big touristy area. Maybe you've got grills that have got to be flipped all the time. It is not a better idea to take these and just switch them out at Walmart, because you're losing massive amounts of money. So just make sure you're being safe. Make sure you're not getting ripped off out there on propane. Here at the Frugal Homestead, we do everything to keep every penny in-house possibly can, and a little bit of legwork to run literally 2 miles down the road to Tractor Supply and have these filled, or 4 miles down the road to the welding shop to switch these bad boys out. Saving us all that money is so worthwhile. So with that said, if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, go down, hit subscribe. You'll be seeing all kinds of new content coming out very soon. We post every other week on this channel, and in between those weeks, we post on our other channel called Wealth and Travel on a Dime. So make sure you go check us out, and we'll see you in the next one.